The 12:30 is a nice maiden race, looks a really tight race, and no doubt there'll be an awful lot of successful horses coming out of this, so I'd be keeping a close eye on the form in this race. I'm going for Aidan O'Brien's Queen's Speech. She's a nice filly out of one of my favourite sires, American Pharaoh. She sold for, I think it was around 180 grand as a yearling, and obviously that's a nice price tag. But her pedigree looks absolutely amazing, and at 5 to 1, I'm definitely going to take chances.
The first race of the day, it's a very, very hot race with some really nice Ballydoyle horses. But I'm going to take the Sheila Lavery trained Dakota, 5 to 1. Stayed on really well for fourth at Leopardstown on his first run. So given that form and soft ground, should handle conditions here and hopefully give another bold showing at 5 to 1.
The 1 o'clock race, my eyes are firmly fixed on the favourite baseman here. He's trained by Dermot Wild, running in them famous Prince Khalid Abdullah colours. Ushie Nor's riding him in this race. He's 100% my nap of the day, folks. He's by Kingman, and if you take a look at his last race, he finished second, but he finished like an absolute train the second he got out and clear, and only finished in second by a nose in the end. Look, I know he's quite a short price, 13 to 8, but if he runs anywhere similar to his last race, he is going to steam up. He is my nap of the day here.
In the second race, I'm going to take Baseman for Oshinor and Dermot Well, priced up there to 7 to 4. There was lots to like about his debut at Tipperary, where he was just beat ahead by one of Joseph O'Brien's. Anybody wants to check that form out, like Oshin gave him a really sweet ride that day, so I'd expect him to come on a ton for that, and I'd say he could be hard to beat here. Just one then to keep an eye on is one of John Ox's. Mr. Ox probably hasn't very many runners left. Now when he is retiring at the end of the flat season next weekend, he runs Safecracker here for Godolphin. Could be a danger. I see there's a few pound knocking about for it online already there. 16s and 8s, given their current form that a debut winner today at Nice as well, so he could be a wee each way value in there.
The third race of the day is a handicap race here. I'm torn between two outsiders. A 50 to 1 shot Estepona Sun and Dragon Malta at 28 to 1. I think both are great value, and if you do remember from a few weeks back, Estepona Sun was running in a claimer at Dundalk, and I described him in my preview as a horse who is going to be an awful lot of fun in the future for whoever was to claim him. He is stepping back to 7 furlongs, where he has had success in the past, and I'd expect him to run a good race. I do, however, think he needs a hurdle, so for that reason, I'm going to go for Dragon Malta at 28 to 1. Dragon Malta's been a nice horse this year, winning a couple of races and never been a million miles away. So for that reason, I'm going to go with him. Hopefully, the ground at Curragh will be in his favour, but I think currently it's looking like the perfect conditions for him to run an absolute huge race at 28 to 1, which is really good value if you're going to have an each way bet.
In the 130, I'm going to take Half Nuts. Has been struggling this year, but last time out at Navan it was very well backed, and it stayed on really strongly for a good second. Very unlucky, and is priced up at 14 to 1 here, so I'll take him each way, as I think he could give a good showing.
The fourth race of the day is another 7 furlong handicap race. It's a very tough race to call, in my opinion, and it does look quite wide open. However, we are going to look at Patchouli here at 12 to 1. I think she's down at a winning mark now, and I have a feeling that 12 to 1 isn't going to be around for too long. She's also entered at Dundalk for Wednesday in a similar graded race, so if I was to take a guess here, I'm going to say Patchouli could win 2 on the bounce. Um, if she doesn't win today, you'd have to be very confident she will win by quite a decent margin on Wednesday. But at 12 to 1, she's definitely worth an each way bet at the very least.
Moving on to the 205 now. Breaking news for Jim Bulger and Luke McAteer. Corson Dustin's form 2 runs ago was second, and on similar ground. Luke, the jockey, is in flying form at the minute. Winners week in, week out, and Mr. Bulger has been on the headlines recently as well, and they're having a great season, or a great last couple of weeks anyway. Drawn in stall 15. Sometimes that's a massive advantage at the Curragh, coming up the stand side. So I'd expect another bold bid here from Breaking News.
In the 240, I'm going to go for Tyrion's Dream, who won a handicap race here less than 3 weeks ago and will look to make it 2 wins on the bounce here. He's gone over the same distance again. The ground again is in his favour, and he's up £5 from his last race, but he's still not up in class, so he should run a good race again here. 13 to 2 for this one currently.
Now we move on to the 240. Could be good. Drawn stall 8 here, so it's drawn right in the centre. For Dylan Brown McMonigal, who's another jockey that is in form, and John McConnell, very unlucky last time out at Galway in similar conditions. He's up £2, but Dylan, being a £5 claimer, offsets that slightly. So, given the run of form that he's in with his string of seconds, I'm sure he's going to hit the board sometime, and I think today could be the day.
Young Sam Ewing will look to get yet another winner here. He rides Call Me Dolly for Gavin Cromwell. Her form's looking good. She came second in the ladies handicap at Leopardstown 2 weeks ago. And before that, she was winning down at Thurles, where she bet a few nicely handicapped horses. She's 7 to 2 here, but she's not that priced for no reason. I think she has to be seriously considered here if you're going to have a bet in this race.
Moving on now to the 315. This one is a bit of a wild shot, excuse the pun, but yes, I'm putting up a wild shot here. Although he's been winless on turf in the last 19 starts, he is £5 below his last winning mark. Jockey Paddy Harnett is a £4 claimer as well, so lots to like. Will handle the ground, I think. Drawn stall 10, it's 18 to 1, 18-20 to 1. I'm sure there might be a few extra places knocking about, so I'll take him each way.
Moving on to the 350, the second last race of the card, and I think we could be seeing a Sam Ewing double as he rides Stellify, who has been having a nice spell as of late, finding herself in amongst the places on a regular basis, most recently coming third at Galway. She just couldn't get past the eventual winner of Final Endeavour, who's turning into a very, very nice horse for Harry Rogers. Ado McGuinness trains Stellify, and if you just take a look at his yard form as well, his horses are absolutely flying at the minute, which is great to see. And I think Stellify will win here 7 to 2, and I think it will complete a Sam Ewing double, which comes in around 19 or 20 to 1.
In the 350, I'm going to take Stellify for the Ado McGuinness team. They're in fine form at the minute, with a double at Dundalk, had another winner yesterday as well. Nice. Sam Ewing on board, who's riding out of his skin at the minute as well. Was very unlucky at Galway last time out, when things got a wee bit tight going around the home bend, and just kind of got stopped in his tracks a wee bit. Definitely halted his momentum that day. I think they can make up for it here today, make amends and get his head in front. He's on there at 11 to 4. I think that'll be good value.
In the last race, I'm going for Leanne Breen's horse, Mandolin Wind. He came 5th behind Teddy Boy at Navan last week. Mandolin Wind has actually come down one and is now rated 67, whereas Teddy Boy is up £3 for that win. I think Mandolin Win is a very nice price, 10 to 1. Personally, I'm going to go each way on him, and I won't be surprised though to see him win here.
The last race of the day, then, I'm going to take Glowworm. This filly is ultra consistent. She's always thereabouts. Really unlucky the last day at Ferryhouse. Stayed on well on soft ground. Lots to like about her. I'm here at 6 to 1. Good value. 6 to 1 is good each way value, even because if you fancy the horse to go well, then it's even money about the place, or you're making money if she gets her head in front. I think she could be thereabouts. Well, folks, it's good to be back. Thanks to Ryan again for organising it. Ryan had another super day today in the competition with this IR7, and like in the 7 races, the worst place he finished was second. So he's a man to folly. He's dished out a couple of winners during the week as well, so he's definitely on form at the minute.